Happy Monday, first graders. Today we are going to change the meaning of words by adding ER to them. Let's read our I can statement and see exactly how we're going to do that. I can add ER to words to change their meaning. When we add ER to an action word, we change it to a naming word. So when we add ER to an action word or a verb, we change that word to a noun. And today we're going to be naming the people in our sentences when we change the meaning of these words. Now that may sound super tricky, but let's try it with the word play. And I bet you're going to get the hang of it pretty quick. So play is an action word. It's something we can do. Go ahead and share with the loved one you're reading with a sentence that has the word play in it. Use the word play in a sentence, and I'll write one of my own. My sentence is, Mr. Mac loves to play tag at recess. Now in this sentence, the word play is a verb. It's the action word. It's what Mr. Mac loves to do. Let's take that same word, play, and let's add ER to it. Now we have a new word, pull-a-er. What word is that now? Pull-a-er. The new word is player. Now let's use the word player in a sentence. So go ahead and share again with your loved one a sentence that instead of the word play uses the word player. And I'll write one of my own. And I'll use the same person in our sentence, which is Mr. Mac. I'll say, Mr. Mac is a safe player. Now, the word player is no longer an action word. It's now a naming word, because who is the word player naming? Mr. Mac is a safe player. Well, who's a player in this sentence? That's right, Mr. Mac. Let's look back at our first sentence. Mr. Mac loves to play. Is the word play naming Mr. Mac? Are we saying Mr. Mac is a play? No, we're saying he loves to play. That's what he likes to do. That's the action word. But in this sentence, Mr. Mac is a safe player. Player is a naming word. It's naming Mr. Mac. Let's try it with another word. Let's try it with the word read. Go ahead and share with the loved one you're listening with a sentence using the word read, and I'll write one of my own. My sentence is, during centers, Amora chooses to read. Now the word read in this sentence is an action word. It's what Amora is choosing to do. Amora chooses to read. Let's take that same word read and add ER at the end of it. And we'll see how it changes its meaning. So if we take read plus ER, we have a brand new word. What is our new word? Read plus reader. Reader. Now go ahead and think and share with the loved one you're reading with a sentence with the word reader in it, and I will write one of my own. I'll keep the same person, which is Amora. So my sentence will be, Amora is a very strong reader. Right? I wouldn't say Amora is a very strong read. That wouldn't make sense. Amora is a very strong reader. We'll give it an exclamation point because we're excited about that. Amora is a very strong reader. All right, now the word reader in this sentence is no longer an action word. It is a naming word, because who is the word reader naming in our sentence here? That's right, it's naming Amora. Amora is the reader. In this sentence, Amora chooses to read. Read is the action she does. In this sentence, Amora is a reader. It's what she is. Action word, read. Naming word, reader. Let's try it with one more word, and then we'll move on to your ELA mission of the day, where you can try this on your own. Let's try the word craft. Now, craft can be an action word or a noun, because we can say, I love to craft, or we can say, that is a very cool craft you made. In the first sentence, I love to craft, is the word craft is an action word. It's what we love to do. So that's how I'm going to use it in the first sentence. I'm going to use craft as an action word. So think of a sentence using the word craft and use it as an action word. Use it as a word that somebody in your sentence is doing. And I will write one of my, what is going on with my F? I said I like to crart. There we go. I like to craft. My sentence will be, Elliot loves to build and craft. So in this sentence, is the word craft what Elliot is doing, or is it naming him? Which one? Is the word craft what Elliot is doing, or is it naming him? In the sentence, Elliot loves to build and craft. It's an action word. It's what Elliot loves to do. He loves to build and craft. Let's add ER to our word craft and see how it changes the meaning. So we take craft plus ER. We have a new word. What is our new word? Cur-aft. Cur-aft. Oh my goodness, did it again. What is going on? Do not want to make F's today. Cur-aft. Crafter is our new word. So now how would you, let's use the same person. How would you use the word crafter in a sentence? And let's try and use our friend Elliot again too. Let's keep Elliot in our sentence. And instead of using the word craft, let's use the word crafter. Can you think of a sentence that would name Elliot as a crafter? I'll write one of my own. I'll give you 10 more seconds. Think of a sentence that names Elliot as a crafter. Just say, Elliot. Oh, forgot the second T in your name, buddy. Mr. Mac is hotsy Nazi right now. All right. Elliot is an awesome crafter. Now, the word crafter is not an action word, it's a naming word. Who is the word crafter naming in our sentence? Yes, it's naming Elliot. Elliot is an awesome crafter. Here, Elliot loves to craft. Action. Here, Elliot is an awesome crafter. Naming. Okay, friends, let's take a look at your ELA mission for the day. The first one we're going to do all together. The second one you can try on your own. And then if you want to try more than one on your own, I'll show you a list of 5 bonus action words that you can change into meaning words if you want some bonus practice. Oh, that's not the one I wanted. All right, friends, so let's take a look at your word change mission for today. This first one we're going to do all together, and then you're going to do the exact same thing with a different word for your seesaw mission today. So first I have an action word. My action word is, what does this say? P. A-I long A, P, ain't. Paint. That's our action word. We're going to use the word paint in a sentence. So go ahead and think of a sentence with the word paint in it and share it with the loved one you're reading with. And we're going to want to use it as the action. So make sure that paint is the thing somebody is doing in your sentence. How can we use the word paint so that is an action word? My sentence is, Miss Canali loves to paint. So in this sentence, the word paint is our action word. It's what Miss Canali loves to do. Now, we're going to turn it into a naming word. And how do we turn paint into a naming word? We take paint and we add ER. And now we have a new word. What do we get when we add at the end of paint? Painter. Painter. So my new word is painter. Now let's use the new naming word we made in a sentence. The new naming word is painter. So now think of a sentence using the word painter. You can keep Miss Canali in it, or you can pick somebody else to be in your sentence. I'll keep Miss Canali in mine. I will say Miss Canali is a great painter. Now, the word painter is a naming word. Now the word painter is a naming word. who is the word painter naming in our sentence? Miss Canali is a great painter. It's naming Miss Canali. In our first sentence, Miss Canali loves to paint. Paint is the action. Paint is what Miss Canali loves to do. In our new sentence, painter is naming Miss Canali. Okay, friends, so your seesaw mission today is to do that same exact thing, but your action word is going to be the word teach. So you are going to use the word teach in a sentence and make sure it's an action word. It's the thing that the person in your sentence is doing. And then you're going to add ER to teach and write the new word that makes. Finally, you're going to use that new naming word you created in a sentence. So if you look back at our example, your job is going to be to do everything that Mr. Mack wrote in purple. So if you need a loved one to help you make this right here, that's fine. But you're just going to want to make sure that you fill in all these blanks. You're going to make sure that you write the sentence with the action word. You're going to make sure that you add ER to create the new word, and that you write a sentence with the new naming word. Okay, so your job is to fill in those 3 blanks. Sentence with the action word, new naming word, and sentence with the new naming word. So if you need help with an adult to make the outline of this worksheet, that's fine. Also, if you choose the seesaw option, you can share your new word and sentences just by talking out loud. So it's totally up to you. All right, friends, tomorrow we are going to be changing some words using adding ED to them. I'll practice that. Oh, but before I go, here are, and I'll write these in your seesaw mission too. So here are the bonus words. So if you decide that doing just one word change mission with the word teach wasn't enough, you want to practice some more, you can practice with these 5 action words: dream, dance, build, clean, and drive.